Hey everybody, sorry I hadn't been with you for the last month or so. Been kind of busy getting our garden done and work related things. Apologize for not updating my page, but here to show you a couple real quick tips today and an update on the pruning tomatoes video I did a couple months ago. When you're planting out in your garden, you've got a spacing amount that you need to put for each individual plant, whether it be your beans where you need 12 inches or so, to your green pepper plants 18 to 24, all the way up to your tomato plants that need 30 to 36 inches of spacing between each plant. So do you take a tape measure out there with you and mark off each individual spot where you're going to plant your tomatoes? Sure you can, but you've already got your rake or you've got your shovel out there with you to dig your holes. So what I want to show you today is what I've done with my rake. First of all, I painted this, sanded down the handle, and I painted it. Makes it a little smoother, and it's a little easier to see. Then I took my tape measure, and I marked off every 6 inches, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and all the way to 42. I really don't know what I'm going to need 42 inches of spacing per plant for, but you already got this rake out in the garden with you, so you might as well use it to your advantage, and you won't have to get a tape measure. It can be used for each row, plus it can be used for the distance between the rows. So what do you do when you don't need this and you've got your smaller plants, your little flowers that you may need 6 to 12 inches distance between the two of them? Here you go. Scoot in a little closer. Got my hand shovel. What I've done, got 6 inches from the mark to the end, and I've got 12 inches from this mark to the end of the blade. I've got a little arrow drawn letting me know that it's to this end, and my 6-inch mark from here to the corner. If I would have went 6 inches from, or 12 inches, I'm sorry, if I would have went 12 inches from here to the end of the handle, it would have been somewhere along here. But putting the arrow, it tells me I've got 12 inches. This is also helpful when you're planting your tomatoes and you're going to go 12 to 18 inches deep. Mosquito. Welcome to summertime in Indiana. So anyway, just a little helpful tip. Use these to help you space your plants out. You don't have to run a tape measure out there, and it'll also be a little easier for you to go the depth also on your plants. Okay, let's go out in the garden and I'll show you the tomato plants that I pruned a couple months ago. Alright, we are out here in the garden. Obviously, it's kind of a silly statement there. Anyway, the two mortgage lifters that I had in my video, pruning tomatoes, this is one of them. You can see the split, and we've got a couple blooms growing already. The stalk is fairly thick, nice and sturdy. Got them tied up. And over here is the second one. Now this one, as you can see, I've actually got it in the ground about 18 inches deep, and it appears to be two plants growing as one when actually it's one plant and they are formed down at the bottom underneath the ground. So now let's got blooms on this one as well. So now let's go take a look at the two tops that I rooted. Alright, I don't remember exactly which of the two that I just showed you that this is the top from. I rooted this, and it did really well. This is buried about 12 to 16 inches deep, just like I do with all my tomatoes. We've got a little bit of worm castings down here that when it rains, it will automatically drain into the soil and help fertilize. This one's got some blooms. I actually got one that looks like it's getting ready to die, so we'll just get rid of him. And next to it, we've got the other top, and this one, as you can see, has already spread. Again, this is 12 to 16 inches underground. It's got blooms growing off of both stalks, and pretty successful, to be honest with you, with these rootings of these tops. I had never done that before. Jerry, I want to thank you for given me the advice to do that, because in the video of pruning tomatoes, I actually mentioned that you can throw the tops into your compost pile or throw them away. Somebody just needed to smack me upside the head for making that comment. So anyway, this is the result of the tops. We've got 4 plants out of 1. And kind of go across the garden. Some of them are caged and you can't really see too well. The reason I cage them when they're this small, they don't really need to be, but we've got a cemetery right behind us and the woods next to the cemetery, and we have a tendency to get some critters in here at night, and I just want to stop any little creatures from coming in here and chewing up all our hard work. Back here is another one. That also is a mortgage lifter, but that one wasn't pruned. It's doing rather well. All of them are very healthy. And there's a shot back there of a Roma that was pruned as well. And that's pretty much it for this video. Alright, there you have it. Little quick tip. Turn your shovel and your rake or any garden tool, long-handled garden tool that you have, into a tape measure so that you don't have to carry a tape measure out there. And you can get the precise measurements that you need on no matter what you're planting. Squirrel ran across my yard. Sorry, I was sidetracked. Plus, you got to see the update on the tomatoes that were pruned. I've got ideas in line for my next video. I want to show you a 4-part series on making your own organic fertilizer that will boost the production of your plants tremendously. If you've got any subjects that you'd like to learn a little bit more about or you're curious about, please leave them in the comment section and let me know. If I don't know the answers, I probably know someone that does. So please, if you like the channel, if you like what you've seen, go ahead and subscribe to me on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate you watching. Have a good day, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. You better hurry and find your home, little buddy. Before you know it, these robins are going to find you, and it's not going to be a pretty scene. Hurry up and get under there and aerate my garden for me too, please.